Email use and etiquette. As tech-savvy as most college students are, you're probably thinking that email isn't something that you need help with. Rather than talking about the step-by-step of sending an email, in this video we are going to focus on how we use email here at Fitchburg State and what expectations we have for students. Let me take a moment to say, if you have a technical issue or are not able to log into your email, please contact IT. The information to contact them is listed here on the slide. Email is definitely our main form of communication here at Fitchburg State. We encourage all students to get in a routine of checking their email on a regular basis. For most students, that means checking their email multiple times a day, but at least once is best. Let's talk about some of the important information that may be found in your email. Snow day announcements. If the school closes due to weather, this is one way you can find out. Class cancellations. Professors may cancel their own classes for a variety of reasons. Bill statements. It is important to get any communications from the student accounts office in order to take care of your balance and not have a hold put on your account. FAFSA information. You will get emails about important financial aid and scholarship dates. Course changes. If the professor or the university make any changes to a course, you will receive an email notice. Other items you may receive email notification on include registration and advising announcements, emails from group project members, on-campus job information, changes to the rec center hours, fun events on campus, information on clubs, and much more. In other words, if you don't check your email frequently, you will be missing out on a lot of important information. So let's talk about a couple quick tips to ensure your success with email. Like we've already mentioned, check your email at least once a day. If you have a smartphone, sync your email so you never have to miss an important update. Don't use your school email account to sign up for promotions or coupons. Your inbox will soon be overflowing and you'll be too overwhelmed to be able to check all of the emails. And finally, if you know you just won't check multiple email accounts, have your Fitchburg State email forwarded to an account you already check on a regular basis. So in addition to the expectations about checking email, the other main expectation is that you will send professionally written emails. Why does this matter, you may ask? When an email is written professionally, it shows respect for the person you are writing to. If you are making a request from your professor or from a staff person, it is important to show them that you are invested enough to address them properly. By asking the proper questions in a respectful way, it will also help you get the answers you need. People in general are less likely to respond to someone who is being disrespectful. If you want the reader to care about the topic, then you have to show you care too. For example, if you are asking your professor to go out of their way and review your paper, you need to put in the time to write a proper email. In the career world, professional emails are a must, so it's a good idea to start practicing now. And finally, when you use poor spelling and grammar, use texting language, don't address the recipient properly, or something similar, it gives the wrong impression about you. And obviously, you're awesome, so we don't want to do that. So let's take a few minutes and look at some samples together. What would you change about this email? First, always use a subject. Second, if you are going to ask for an extension, sooner is better. Assignments are typically assigned far in advance in college, so there are very few times when asking for the extension after the assignment is due is appropriate. If something comes up, like being very ill, talk to your professor as soon as possible and set up a plan before the assignment is due. Finally, no one likes being told that they are not important. You may have to prioritize some classes over others at some point during college, but that's not an acceptable reason to ask for an extension, and it will probably just create a bad relationship with that professor. All right, round 2. Take a look at this email. What do you think of this one? All right, first of all, I'm sure you caught these. Please use spell check and please save the LOLs, the IDKs, and other things like that for texting with your BFF. There are also some grammar errors and some run-on sentences, in addition to the excessive punctuation. There are two big things here, though. The first is, please don't say, "Did we do anything?" That implies that you feel sometimes you don't do anything in the class. Again, not a great way to make friends with your professor. A better question would be, "I got the notes from my roommate Cassie and have attached my discussion question. Is there anything else you'd like me to do to make up my absence from your class?" And lastly, Liz who? Always use your first and last name. All right, here's your last sample that needs improvement. What do you think? To start off, I'm glad that they got a subject this time, but maybe not the best choice. Next, you probably shouldn't greet your professor with just "hey," and "thanks" isn't the best closing option. Two big things I want to show you in this email too. First, it is probably not a realistic expectation to email someone at 11:30 p.m. and expect immediate responses. Though many professors do check emails at home, a good rule of thumb is to go by regular business hours. The second thing that I want to highlight is that I would go out on a limb to say the chapters covered on this exam have probably already been covered in class or on the syllabus. But either way, the night before the exam is not a good time to ask. All right, sample number 4. This is what you want your emails to look like. Good morning, Dr. Seuss. My name is Nara, and I am in your 8 a.m. Monday-Friday section of your Writing 1 course. I was not able to come to class today due to being ill. I have documentation from the health center. Please let me know if you need to have a copy. My roommate took notes for me and got me a copy of the handouts. Please let me know if there is anything else you would like me to do to make up for today's absence. Thank you, Nara Stevens. This email has an appropriate subject, appropriate greeting and salutation, and she gives her class section. Overall, good email. All right, here's your last example. Hello, Professor Jones. Thank you for the comments on my capstone project. I found them to be very helpful. The feedback did raise a few questions for me, and I would really like to meet with you to discuss it further. Unfortunately, I am in another class during your office hours. Would we be able to meet at an alternative time? I am free half an hour before class time, or Thursdays from noon to 2 o'clock. Best, Joe Rivera. So, what did you think? It's great that it has an appropriate subject, introduction, and so on. I also really like that it starts off with an ice-breaking compliment. I want to point out that it is always appropriate to ask for an alternate time to meet with your professor if you are in class during their office hours. It's also great that Joe offered a few other times that he would be available to meet. I hope seeing these samples helped to give you a better idea of the do's and don'ts of writing professional emails. To get credit for watching this video and participating in a workshop, you must do the following activity. Please send me an email as if I were one of your professors. The email can be pertaining to anything you feel you will realistically encounter during your first year here at Fitchburg State. Please list the subject as Email Etiquette Exercise and let me know if you have any questions. Thanks again for watching.